Have you been tossing the idea around about being an entrepreneur? Are you working for someone else right now and really not very happy with what you're doing? Then you'll want to stick around and watch this video. I'm Sharon Lee of fearlesspursuits.com and you are watching Fearless and PowerTube. This is the place to be for entrepreneurs who like making money and working on their mind. So today I want to talk with you about the difference between the entrepreneurial mindset and the employee mindset. I'm going to be sharing with you a few key concepts and then basically 3 distinctions to really let you know where you stand on this, because this is important for us if we're even thinking about starting our own business. Our world has undergone a great deal of tragedy, and it's because of what's going on in the world right now that we're seeing a lot more people put their toe into the entrepreneur waters, and we're starting to see a lot more people really start to rethink this whole employee idea. We're realizing that with what's going on in the world right now, we might want to have a lot more control over how we make money, but also our freedom and our time. So many years ago, I became acquainted with an amazing entrepreneur by the name of Robert Kiyosaki. I purchased everything that he put out, and I invested my time into learning everything that I could to be an entrepreneur, to be the best entrepreneur I could be so that I could live the life that I've always wanted to live. So for me, it was all about freedom because I wanted to have time to spend with my children. Whatever it is for you, you've got your own reasons why you would like to be an entrepreneur. Thinking about those reasons is really key so that we can keep going and moving forward and taking action, having that internal motivation that we can get versus external motivation that would help us reach our goals. We always have to take responsibility where we are in life, but what do we need to do to actually understand whether we're really meant to be an entrepreneur? So let's take a look at the cash flow quadrant. So the cash flow quadrant is something that Robert Kiyosaki taught me and the world about money and how you can be free and wealthy. So when we're looking at the quadrant, in the upper left corner, we have an E, which stands for employee. And then on the other side of that, we have a B, which stands for business. And then below the E in the lower left corner is S, which is a sole proprietor. That would be someone like a masseuse or an esthetician or a web developer. And then right below the B, on the lower right corner is an I, which stands for investments. So now that you're familiar with the cash flow quadrant, what does it all mean? We realize that if we truly want to be wealthy, then we need to really understand where we are on the cash flow quadrant. Will you make a great deal of money being an employee? You could, if you were also an investor. So you could become very wealthy if you knew what to do with your money in investments and stay at your comfortable job. But in most cases, if we really want to be super wealthy, then we want to either be a sole proprietor or a business person. There is a difference. A business person is somebody like Kinko's or like Coca-Cola or Amazon. We're talking about larger corporations, larger companies that have other people working for them. A sole proprietor is just that. It's somebody who is doing everything, chief, cook, and bottle washer. And sometimes when we are choosing to leave our 9 to 5, that's where we start. And then we start thinking bigger and start moving in the direction of what it is we have to do, actions that we have to take to become more wealthy. So you could be a sole proprietor and become wealthy if you were also involved in investments. So this is really key for us to understand. So what is the distinction where we can actually move into becoming wealthy? First of all, I would like to ask you what you think wealthy really means. What does it mean to you? I can tell you what it means to me and the clients I work with. Wealthy means freedom. It means you get to wake up when you want to wake up. You get to hustle the way you want to hustle. You get to choose how you run your business and when you run your business. This is freedom. This is where we are able to do all of the actions that we have to in order to become wealthy. So what are those three distinctions that tell us whether we're really cut out to be an employee or an entrepreneur? The first distinction is impacting the world, serving more people, helping more people. We realize if we are an employee or a sole proprietor, then we're really not impacting the world in a really big way. We're not really able to serve a lot of people. This is where being a business owner helps us to serve more people. This is where you are starting to think bigger and you're really opening your eyes to what you should be doing, what actions you should be taking so that you can become a business. Having a business is not the same as being a business owner. Having a business could simply be you being a sole proprietor. And as I said before, you can become fairly wealthy when you are starting to move into investments, for example. But if you want to impact the world, serve more people, or help more people, will being an employee help you do that? That's the question. What do you really want? Do you have a desire, a passion inside of you to help more people? That's the distinction that we have to really ask ourselves. If we are truly interested in helping more people, then yes, you are of the entrepreneurial mindset and you should be thinking about either being a sole proprietor or having a larger business. Now, what is the second distinction? The second distinction is whether you prefer to be secure or if you'd rather have freedom. Now, this is an interesting question because I think we as human beings innately want to be secure. In fact, it's one of the 6 human needs. One of the 6 human needs is certainty. So we realize that if we want to fulfill that need, finances, our financial well-being, goes way up there to helping us feel secure. So we realize that's where the employee mindset becomes very big for a lot of us and how it's so difficult for us to move into the entrepreneurial mindset. This is really something to consider, but the other side of the coin here is our freedom. We have to decide and weigh that out. Do we really prefer to have freedom or security? Which one weighs heavier in our mind? We have to really be honest with ourselves and ask ourselves if we prefer to be secure or freedom. Which one causes you more pain, for example? Not having that freedom every single day to do what you want to do versus having the money in the bank. So this is that entrepreneurial mindset that we truly have to get to the bottom of if we are thinking at all about being an entrepreneur or staying in our 9-to-5. Now, the third distinction here is creating value. Do you really enjoy and feel passionate about creating value? That's the entrepreneurial mindset versus the employee mindset, which is only thinking about trading their time for money. Again, this kind of is akin to the security aspect of being an employee. So you have to ask yourself, am I really interested and passionate about creating value for a lot of people? Or am I more interested in just getting a paycheck? Am I more interested in just showing up and clocking in and trading my time for a paycheck, trading my time for money? And I realize that even my tone as I'm saying this, I'm seeing that it's all about security. But we have to really ask ourselves these questions if we're even thinking about starting our own company, if we're even thinking about being an entrepreneur in any way, shape, or form. We have to get to the bottom of these things and ask ourselves this before we start spending any money, before we start investing our energy and our time. All right, so if you've decided to go down the entrepreneurial path, then I have a video for you that I'm going to put right here and also in the comments below. This is all about the 10 entrepreneurial tips to help you succeed. So you've got to watch this video if you're really interested in becoming an entrepreneur and ditching your 9-to-5. I'm so grateful for you to be here and enjoying this video with me. If you got a lot of value out of it, please be sure to like the video. And I'm so grateful for you to be here. I know that it takes a lot of your time out to really investigate what you should be doing. So when you like this video, it helps the algorithm show this video to more people. And that's what Fearless and PowerTube is all about. It's all about helping the masses really become free and become wealthy. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you can get notified of fresh videos when I upload them. This is Sharon Lee. I'll see you in the next video.